And welcome back to Let's Play Silent Hill 2. We're at the end of James's journey. All that he has been doing has led up to this. We have the key to room 312, plus the key for the shutters that has been barring room 312. So we're going to be able to get into it, and hopefully Mary is waiting there for us. This is the end of the game, so as you can expect, there's going to be quite a few cutscenes in this video. Not sure how long this one's going to run, but hopefully it will not be too overlong. Now, even this late in the game, we still have a couple things coming up that will influence the ending that we get, and I'll be sure to point them out when they come up. I'm hoping I'm able to get the ending that I've been gunning for, but if not, it's not a huge deal. It just means I have to play a little bit more of the PC version, but that remains to be seen. With all that jabbering out of the way, let's get into the room 312 and see if Mary's there for us. Unfortunately, the room seems a little bit empty, but perhaps conveniently, there's a VCR here. And we do have our tape, so never pass up an opportunity to reminisce, so let's put it in and see what's on it.
Are you taping again? Come on. I don't know why, but I just love it here. It's so peaceful. You know what I heard? This whole area used to be a sacred place. I think I can see why. It's too bad we have to leave. Please promise you'll take me again, James.
Mary.
So there you are, James. Did you get the letter? Did you find Mary? If not, let's get going already, okay?
Laura. Mary's gone. She's dead.
Liar, that's a lie!
No, that's not true.
She died because she was sick?
No, I killed her.
You killer! Why'd you do it? I hate you! I want her back! Give her back to me! I knew it! You didn't care about her! I hate you, James! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you!
I'm sorry. The Mary you know isn't here. Laura, I'm sorry.
Where are you? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you. Please come to me. You need me? Is that why you won't come? James,
That voice!
James. Please hurry. Are you lost? I'm here. I'm waiting in your car, James. Please. I want to see you, James. Can't you hear me? James, please, James.
And the truth has been revealed, and needless to say, both James and Laura are pretty broken up about it, but Maria never died to her illness. She was very much sick, but whether it be an act of mercy or an act of spite, James snuffed her life out, quite literally, before the illness could claim her. With that revelation, the reality of the hotel also becomes apparent. This hotel burned down quite some time ago, and it is heavily water damaged. This is what that one painting in the jail cell that we saw, the man on fire one, this is what that one was referring to or alluding to, the true nature of the Lakeview Hotel. Now, one thing I'd like to comment on before getting to what we need to do, there is a event in the library that you can do, or something you can interact with, which triggers a small scene that contributes towards an ending I don't want, and since I've already contributed a bit to that ending, I'd rather avoid it. We will get a chance to see it, though, when I'm going over bonus content, so I'll just have to remember to show that off. Now, the layout of the hotel has changed a little bit. One thing to note on is that James's light is no longer functioning, though he still can check his map. But the layout has changed slightly. I'm just going to where we need to go, since there's not too much to explore. This is actually a relatively brief section of the game, mostly cutscenes. Heading into this hallway, you may be noticing we should have gone into a room, but instead we seem to be in a particularly moldy hallway. Much like the bathrooms from the school in the first game, that door teleported us to a different section of the building. Specifically, it teleported us to the living area on the other side of the second floor. I'm trying to think of, like, what do you refer to? I mean, room area just sounds wrong, but yeah, sleeping area? I don't know. If somebody can think of a better term for that, I would love to hear it. It teleports us to the other hallway. A couple of ampules waiting for us in front of the guest elevator, which is now functional and opens up for us. Only one place that we can go using this elevator, and that is straight to the basement. Of course, all the water that was used to fight the fire of the hotel had to go somewhere. There are some enemies swimming around in the water, but they're pretty easy to avoid. But we are in the bar area now, as you can probably tell from the fancy jukebox, and there is a bunch of supplies for us to pick up. Plentiful health drinks, and, oh, whoops, I want to grab those. Not that it really matters at this point, but it feels good to have those things. So, yeah, on the bar, bunch of health drinks, in case you wanted a protein drink instead of a screwdriver. And then in the kitchen area, as you can see, bunch of bullets around, some rifle shells. I would say it's always handy to have those, but I haven't used any of them. Some more shotgun shells, which actually we're probably not going to use too many of either, although it is possible. First aid kit, and then we can leave out here. This will take us into the boiler area of the basement again. Another enemy swimming around here, but he's pretty easy to avoid. We want to run to the stairwell and head in here.
I was looking for you. Now you're the only one left. Maybe then I can rest. Mama, why are you running away? You're not my mama. It's you. I'm sorry.
Angela, no.
Thank you for saving me. But I wish you hadn't. Even Mama said it. I deserved what happened.
No, Angela, that's wrong.
No, don't pity me. I'm not worth it. Or maybe you think you can save me. Will you love me? Take care of me? Heal all my pain? That's what I thought. James, give me back that knife.
No, I won't.
Saving it for yourself?
Me? No, I'd never kill myself. It's hot as hell in here.
You see it too. For me, it's always like this.
Some people like to mock that line of James at the end, but the game's a little unclear at what's going on here. What seems to be happening is that we are seeing the hotel as Angela sees it right now. So while James sees it as the now burned out and heavily water damaged wreck that it probably is in reality, Angela sees it as it still is in fire, probably representing her own constant state of pain. And the suicidal implications surrounding Angela's character were brought right up to the forefront here and just made outright text. I do really like that bit where she's looking straight at James, but it's more like from the player's perspective, telling James off for thinking that he could help her with just kind words alone. Also pretty tragic, all things considered. Once that scene is done, turning around will of course take you back into the staircase as it really is. And we've just got more burned out hallways to go through. At the end of this hallway, there's a handful of ammunition for you to pick up, some rifle shells, always nice. And heading into here, enter a grated hallway area with some mandarins running around, so hopefully we can just get around them without them poking at our toes. Which, oh. Okay, we were able to, I don't think that thing got me. Oh, it did. Okay, well, quick health drink. Heading into this room right here. Gee, I wonder what the game's trying to imply to us. This is the last save point of the game. Once you go past this area, you will not be able to save again. It's also worth noting that once you leave this room, going into the next area, on the PC version where you're able to save anywhere, saving is also disabled at that point. Just, you cannot save anymore once you're past this save point. So make sure you do, because on hard mode, we've got a couple of really, really dicey fights coming up. Let's go.
I was weak. That's why I needed you. Needed someone to punish me for my sins. But that's all over now. I know the truth. Now it's time to end this.
As soon as this fight starts, we want to run forward and go into this corner here. Turn around real quick. And we just want to heal off that stab. Those stabs, very dangerous, kill you in 3 hits. We want to equip the Great Knife here. And we are going to... Oh, okay, hold on. Got to give myself a quick shot with the ampule here. What we're going to do is we're going to do light swings repeatedly. Okay, that was not what I meant to do. Okay, hold up. And when it bounces off the wall, it will hit both of the pyramid heads. So we just got to get into a little bit of a rhythm here. This strategy only works on hard mode. On normal mode... Oh, whoops. I'm surprised that actually got him. Okay. This is getting a little dicey. Sometimes the pyramid heads... Okay, there we go. If you are to do this without the Great Knife method, the best option is actually the handgun. The pyramid heads move ridiculously fast on hard mode. Trying to take them on with the rifle is very, very dicey. You have to run as far as possible from them, do a quick turn, raise the rifle, and maybe squeeze off 1 or 2 shots and then immediately start running. The extremely slow raising and lowering time for the rifle, which prevents you from moving, really makes it hard to actually fight them with it. The handgun is by far the safest if you're not going for a cheese strategy, but it takes like 300 handgun bullets to take down the pyramid heads, so that is a no-go on this mode where we don't, or on the first playthrough where we don't have bullet adjust. One thing that I do want to address, this is very commonly stated and it is not true in the slightest. A lot of people say that this is a timed battle for something that's about to come up, but it is not. You do actually need to deplete all of the Pyramid Head's health. People think that because they commit suicide right here, that this is a timed battle much like the first fight, but no, this fight goes on forever until you do a certain amount of damage to them. Examining the Pyramid Head's body, and the other one, we get 2 eggs, a scarlet egg and a rust-colored egg, and we've got 2 doors here. It does not matter which door you go up to use these eggs on. Either one works on either door. But yeah, very important to note, that is not a timed battle. You do have to actually do a certain amount of damage. The Great Knife method is by far the quickest way to deal with that fight. By far the best to deal with it too. But if you want to actually go for it a more serious way, I would recommend the handgun. And like I said, melee weapons bouncing off the walls does not happen in normal mode. So this is a hard mode exclusive strategy, but the pyramid heads are a lot slower on normal mode, so you can very easily just defeat them with the rifle on that mode. Heading into this next area.
Mary?
What do you want, James?
I brought you some flowers.
Flowers? I don't want any damn flowers. Just go home already.
Mary, what are you saying?
Look, I'm disgusting. I don't deserve flowers. Between the disease and the drugs, I look like a monster. Well, what are you looking at? Get the hell out of here. Leave me alone already. I'm no use to anyone. I'll be dead soon anyway. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. It'd be easier if they'd just kill me. But I guess the hospital is making a nice profit off me. They want to keep me alive. Are you still here? I told you to go. Are you deaf? Don't come back. James, wait. Please don't go. Stay with me. Don't leave me alone. I didn't mean what I said. Please, James. Tell me I'll be okay. Tell me I'm not going to die. Help me.
And that is the final thing that contributes to the endings in this game. If you listen to that conversation, I'm a little bit unclear on this. I've read that it contributes to 2 of the endings in the game, but I've also read that it only contributes to 1, and that you want to skip it if you're not going for it. I'm not 100% sure, but I decided to listen to it anyway, just for... It's honestly a great bit of voice acting, I think. Mary and Maria were played by Monica Horgan for this game, and compared to every other actor in the game who are a bit spotty, I feel like she really knocked it out of the park with every scene that she is in. She's great as Maria, and that was excellent. When I'm in a bit of a more emotional mood, that scene tends to get me a little choked up. There's another particular scene that's actually going to be coming after this that a lot of people think of when they think of tear-jerking moments in this game. Heading out onto this walkway, we've got these stairs that James has a very hard time running up without getting slowed down. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be an intentional design or if the walls are just have poor collision detection. Whatever the case, this is the last stairway we have to climb up in the game. Heading up here, it looks like someone is waiting for us at the window. And just take a little bit more of a step, and it looks like our way back has closed off. But it looks like...
Mary?
When will you ever stop making that mistake? Mary's dead. You killed her.
Maria? It's you. But I don't need you anymore.
What? You must be joking. But I can be yours. I'll be here for you forever. And I'll never yell at you or make you feel bad. That's what you wanted. I'm different than Mary. How can you throw me away?
I understand now. It's time to end this nightmare.
No, I won't let you. You deserve to die too, James.
And Maria has come back to life one last time. Not as a friendly this time, though. Anyways, this is the worst boss fight in the game by a ton. Maria jukes around the field really quickly. It's hard to get a bead on her, and her attacks are just super annoying. Now, I'm using something I like to call the bed trick. Maria's targeting gets really screwed up around this bed. She has a tendency to get caught up on it and try to attack it with that tentacle repeatedly, so it's a good way to try and minimize the amount that she attacks you. Her main attacks with the tentacle are she swipes at you, as you've been seeing, and if she gets in close, she will attempt to strangle James. Alright, taking a little bit of damage here. The other thing she can do, of course, as you've seen, is shoot out those butterflies. Those things are super annoying on hard mode. She shoots them out constantly, and they travel ridiculously quick. Alright, luckily, the bed method is working out a little bit well here. And honestly, I just wanted to get the rifle out just to show it is awful. It is slow, it's not accurate like the rifle is in the first game, and your movement is severely limited. Using the bed method, the shotgun is actually very handy against Maria. She will just be floating around this bed, and we can get in a bunch of point-blank blasts on her, dealing really, really good damage. Much like the first game, while some people mistakenly say that the rifle is the strongest weapon in the game, at point blank, the shotgun actually surpasses it. One thing I'd like to note about this game is that the dialogue of Maria, depending on what ending you've got, it is actually different every time, unlike Dahlia's dialogue in the various endings before the final boss of Silent Hill 1. So I was paying attention to her dialogue there, and it let me know that I got the ending that I want. Once you are, of course, at Maria, your ending is formally locked in, so nothing that happens at this point influences it. So any damage I take, I'm just healing it off to be proactive. It does not contribute to the ending anymore. I have seen at least one person on the GameFAQs message boards deny that your health is any factor in the ending, but the game has a couple of notes internally that seem to dispute that. And in some cases, it seems like it's the only thing that can potentially act as a tiebreaker for your ending, so I'm pretty sure it does actually matter. Alright. Unfortunately, this fight goes on for really long. Unlike the Incubus from the first game, who died in like 12 shotgun blasts, Maria can take up to about 40. This is actually something that I really, really think this game does a lot worse than Silent Hill 1. The bosses are super, super tedious and annoying, and it is really, really difficult to avoid damage on them, even if you're using a very effective strategy. There are exceptions, of course, like Pyramid Head is first fight and Flesh Lips. You know, those are pretty rudimentary. But a lot of the late game boss fights, they're just so annoying to avoid getting hit in that I don't even feel like bothering. And it's part of the reason why I rejected the idea of doing a 10-star run where I got an ending that had me fighting against Maria. And we'll go over that once I get to the 10-star video and record my little preamble for that. Alright, Maria is pretty low on health at this point, methinks. A few more blasts should take her down. But yeah, the main reason I like using the bed method, even if I can't really trap her and limit the amount of damage I take, if you try to run from her, she shoots those butterflies constantly. Like, it is a near endless stream. Yeah, much like Pyramid Head, your only real option, if she decides to do that, is to just use the handgun and try to kite the butterflies as best you can, while popping off shots with the superior mobility that the handgun affords you. Also, those butterflies, oh, there we go. They do go away faster if you're mashing the buttons and stuff. In fact, I think they'll stay there if you don't hit anything, so be sure to, you know, mash the strafe buttons, wiggle the analog stick, all that stuff. And we are given the opportunity to deliver a finishing blow to Maria however we desire. So I think there's only one way we could really finish this. Time to play Executioner.
James.
Mary?
James.
Forgive me.
I told you that I wanted to die, James. I wanted the pain to end.
That's why I did it, honey. I just couldn't watch you suffer. No. That's not true. You also said you didn't want to die. The truth is, I hated you. I wanted you out of the way. I wanted my life back.
James, if that were true, then why do you look so sad?
Mary?
James, please. Please do something for me. Go on with your life. In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did. Well, I'm alone there now, in our special place, waiting for you. Waiting for you to come to see me. But you never do. And so I wait, wrapped in my cocoon of pain and loneliness. I know I've done a terrible thing to you. Something you'll never forgive me for. I wish I could change that. But I can't. I feel so pathetic and ugly laying here, waiting for you. Every day I stare up at the cracks in the ceiling, and all I can think about is how unfair it all is. The doctor came today. He told me I could go home for a short stay. It's not that I'm getting better. It's just that this may be my last chance. I think you know what I mean. Even so, I'm glad to be coming home. I've missed you terribly. But I'm afraid, James. I'm afraid you don't really want me to come home. Whenever you come see me, I can tell how hard it is on you. I don't know if you hate me or pity me, or maybe I just disgust you. I'm sorry about that. When I first learned that I was going to die, I just didn't want to accept it. I was so angry all the time, and I struck out at everyone I loved most. Especially you, James. That's why I understand if you do hate me. But I want you to know this, James. I'll always love you. Even though our life together had to end like this, I still wouldn't trade it for the world. We had some wonderful years together. Well, this letter has gone on too long, so I'll say goodbye. I told the nurse to give this to you after I'm gone. That means that as you read this, I'm already dead. I can't tell you to remember me. But I can't bear for you to forget me. These last few years since I became ill, I am so sorry for what I did to you, did to us. You've given me so much, and I haven't been able to return a single thing. That's why I want you to live for yourself now. Do what's best for you, James. James, you made me happy.
And thus, we got our ending. The ending that I was hoping for, the Leave ending. This is the ending where James is ultimately able to come to terms with what he's done, and while it is definitely an inexcusable act, he realizes that at this point, he has to live his best life and make up for it, and in doing so, he's going to honor Mary's final request and take care of Laura. We're not exactly sure how he smoothed things over with Laura, but James seems like a fairly pleasant individual when he's not in the depths of despair, so perhaps he was able to talk it out with her and convince her that, in some small way, it was also what Mary wanted. I would highly, highly, highly recommend checking out the ending themes for this game off the OST. I mentioned it earlier in the Let's Play, but you can find the OST on Spotify. The whole thing's on YouTube, so any place that you can listen to music, you can find this soundtrack. It's one of the best video game soundtracks I've ever heard, so very, very high recommendation that you check it out. But that is not the only outcome of the game. As I've mentioned previously, the ending is determined by a complex combination of factors rather than just having specific things that you need to do in the game. A number of things you can do contribute to a point system that determine different endings. There are 3 endings that fall under this category. That is Leave, the ending we got, In Water, and Maria. And I have already recorded the In Water and Maria endings, so I will be including those in a compilation bonus video. Additionally, there are 3 secret endings in the game. In the version of the game that we're currently looking at, there's only 2 secret endings. All subsequent re-releases of the game have a 3rd, technically 4th, secret ending that you can get, which we will be looking at the PC version of the game in the next video, looking at the special bonus scenario that was added in that version of the game. You complete that scenario, you get an item that lets you get another special ending. All of these special endings in this game are only obtainable on New Game Plus, and they require collecting certain items, and in the case of the latter 2 special endings, using those items in specific places. Which, if you remember the first game, you can probably figure out what kind of endings those 2 endings are, but we'll get to that when we get to that. But yeah, that was Silent Hill 2. I hope I was able to show off a good amount of the game, show off as quickly as I could what first-time playthrough would be like, while also just doing everything as efficiently as possible, handling the boss fights. The Pyramid Head fight, the Twin Pyramid Head fight, didn't really go as well as I'd hoped. You probably noticed that it was a bit weird that 2 Pyramid Heads were suddenly there, but it makes sense if you consider Pyramid Head is there to punish James, and he's only had 1 murder on his conscience ending the town, when entering the town, and then he kills Eddie, and suddenly there's 2? Pretty cool stuff. Especially the one of them holds a scarlet egg, like it's covered in fresh blood or something. I totally wasn't just reading the TV tropes while the game was going, just to confirm some things. But yeah, that is the end of the game. Once the credits roll, much like the first game, we are going to be taken to a ranking screen. Like the previous Let's Play, I've already recorded a 10-star run, and I gotta just record a little preamble breaking down the scoring, but we do get a brief preview of what the ending screen looks like right now, or ranking screen rather. So, looking at this right here, as soon as James fades out of view. So yes, here's our ranking screen. As you can see, because I was going through the game pretty slowly, wasn't really saving a ton, wasn't really focusing on getting specific kills, and most shockingly of all, despite all the items that I collected, I didn't get a max score for items either. What the heck's the deal there? Well, we'll cover that when we get to the results breakdown in the 10-star ranking video, but that is for a later date. Once the game is finished, much like the previous game, we can save a clear data. However, unlike Silent Hill 1, this clear data, when you load it, all it will do is load up your results screen. And instead, New Game Plus works a little bit differently in Silent Hill 2. Instead, your completion of the game is saved to your system data, and just going forward, every playthrough will be a New Game Plus playthrough. What exactly carries over into the New Game Plus playthrough depends heavily on whether or not you loaded your game result before doing New Game Plus. If you don't load your game result before selecting New Game, instead it's going to check your system data and just load a New Game Plus scenario that has the ending that you initially cleared the game with. So when you're doing repeated New Game Plus playthroughs, always be sure to load your game results before starting a new game. Otherwise, the game's just going to check your system data and just go with a playthrough that doesn't have as many clears as you'd like, probably will not have the items that you want it to have. I'm not sure if this is the case with the PC version. I didn't really screw around with it. After having a few practice runs, I had to scrap on this version of the game because I didn't realize that was how New Game Plus worked. But if anybody knows, feel free to leave it in the comments. One thing that I'm not going to bother showing because it's not terribly interesting, but it is worth remarking on, the intro video, which you may remember was made up of a compilation of FMV scenes from the game. Now every single scene in the intro video will be voiced rather than just the ones at the beginning and the end. Kind of a unique change, but it does kind of take away from the music, honestly. But that's all I've got to say for this video. When we come back, we will be looking at the PC version with the Enhanced Edition mod that was put out by dedicated fans of the game, and checking out the special bonus scenario that people who picked up the re-releases of this game, the Xbox version, or just the Greatest Hits version for the PS2, got to experience. I hope you're looking forward to that. Until then, though, goodbye.